You are watching K25 News Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman. History buffs got to witness a piece of living history in Goliad today. 25 News Now reporter Trenton Whiting stopped by the historic site in Goliad and he joins us to share what he learned. Trenton.
Well, Amaya, the Presidio La Bahia in Goliad is the site of many historic reenactments. Today, they recognize the Goliad Declaration of Independence. The city of Goliad is an integral part of Texas history. The Independence Declaration was signed there at the fort 190 years ago today, and it was a major precursor to the state's eventual independence for the Republic of Texas. In fact, it was signed months before the Republic of Texas declared their independence the following March. Site manager Scott McMahon spoke with me on the importance of keeping this history alive.
So Goliad is a main player in the greater stage of the Texas Revolution and Texas just in general. That's one of the things that makes that declaration important, is that, you know, a major town in Texas is now saying, hey, yeah, we want independence, and it carries over to the consultation and eventually the convention. It really is a passion, and it's a passion that I've had for a very long time, most of my life.
The group reenacted the Declaration signing and raised a homemade flag created with the same material the Texians did in the 1800s. And again, Goliad is such an important part of Texas history, and the group at the Presidio La Bahia are doing their best to pass that history down through the generations. Amaya?
Thank you, Trenton. Now let's go to Trey Mining with the first look at our forecast. Now, Trey, today was pretty.
Very much so.
It was pretty. Now the question is it going to stay that way?
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
Some fog starting to form now and taking us to the rest of the night to early morning tomorrow, so be careful driving early. But the warm weather is going to continue, whether that's appropriate for Christmas or not, that's up to you. For me, I like it. On the outside currently, we see trying to get a little fog out there currently, but it'll be really expanding later on. Current temperature 72 degrees, very warm and on the humid side. Foggy conditions along the coast currently. High day 82 degrees, low 46, so it's a cool start. Very warm day. Warm conditions are going to continue, but any rain out there potentially. What about your Christmas day? We'll take a look coming up a little bit later on. Amaya?
Thank you, Trey. New details in the investigation into the Brown University shooting, what authorities found inside the suspect's storage locker, and how they say the case was cracked. Here's the latest.
This morning, investigators are searching several thumb drives they say were found with the body of Claudio Neves Valente, the Portugal native who shot and killed 2 Brown University students and an MIT professor he knew from college.
Those are all going to be extracted by FBI and federal agencies to determine if there's anything on those devices that can help explain to the public what he was thinking and what he had planned.
Investigators say the suspect visited a shooting range before the attacks, and when he was found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot in a New Hampshire storage unit, they also found body armor, ammunition, and 2 Glock firearms. Ballistics tests confirmed one gun was used at Brown, the other to murder MIT professor Nuno Lolero.
He was definitely equipped to do something else.
Authorities say the case was blown open by an online tip saying, "I'm being dead serious. The police need to look into a gray Nissan with Florida plates, possibly a rental." That was the car he was driving. The tipster told police he confronted the shooter, the FBI releasing this video showing the moment and quoting the tipster saying, "Your car is back there. Why are you circling the block?" The suspect responding, "I don't know you from nobody. Why are you harassing me?" The information led to this blue-gray Nissan Sentra that police say Neves Valente rented December 1st and that they placed at the scenes of the 2 crimes. Between the shootings, investigators say the suspect swapped the license plate and used technology to prevent his phone from being tracked.
This guy did not want to be found. Did not want to be found, and he took steps to try to evade, law enforcement and being captured.
A person in a stolen ambulance led police on a chase through the San Fernando Valley Friday night. According to LA City Fire, the ambulance was stolen at the scene of an incident. However, details on how the theft occurred were not immediately available. Several LAPD squad cars then trialed the ambulance as it drove with the emergency lights on. Authorities said no patient was inside the ambulance during their pursuit. The California Highway Patrol Central eventually took over the chase and later took the pursuit suspect into custody after using a spike strip to disable the emergency vehicle. Now to the plane crash that killed a NASCAR legend and his family. We're now learning about his wife and her final text sent from on board the plane to her mother just before the crash. The NTSB has also recovered the cockpit voice recorder.
Tonight, harrowing new details about the moments leading up to that horrific plane crash in North Carolina that killed 7, including NASCAR star Greg Biffle, his wife Christina, and 2 children. Christina's mother confirming to ABC News the group was flying out for a birthday trip and that her daughter sent her a final text in the minutes before the crash telling People magazine the message read, "We're in trouble."
Aircraft emergency. Aircraft is down. Unknown subjects. Runway 28.
Moments later, the Cessna aircraft crashing short of the runway at Statesville Regional Airport. Officials say it was in the air for only 10 minutes and that the pilot was attempting to return to the airport amid rain and reduced visibility. The NTSB now processing the crash site as part of their investigation.
We look at the people operating the aircraft, we look at the aircraft itself, and then we look at the environment, and the weather is one of those we look at and will look at very closely.
Officials have recovered the cockpit voice recorder from the jet and have sent it for data extraction. Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
A German aerospace engineer made history Saturday when Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket launched from West Texas. 33-year-old Michaela Benthouse became the first wheelchair user to travel to the edge of space. Now, she injured her spinal cord in a mountain biking accident in 2018. The flight lasted about 10 minutes. During the trip, she used a special strap to keep her legs secure. She was able to leave her seat and enjoy the feeling of weightlessness. Before the flight, she said she always dreamed of going to space, but never believed it was something she could really do. For more local news, content, and sports, weather and sports, come to our website at crossroadstoday.com. And if you see news happening, let us know. Call the number on your screen to contact our newsroom or email us your tips at staff@crossroadstoday.com. Coming up, another vessel taken by the U.S. near Venezuela. Why the latest seizure is raising questions next.
And I'm going to show you this again. Our high today, 82 degrees, low 46 degrees. Our average high on this date is 67 degrees. This will be closer to our average high, closer to our lows coming up for the next several days. Tell you how warm it's going to be and continue to be. Will it last through Christmas? We'll take a look coming up in your forecast.
Welcome back. Now to the airstrike and the U.S. launch overnight in Syria, a response to the killing of 2 American soldiers and their interpreters. ABC's News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Florida with more.
Overnight, the U.S. launching a massive attack against ISIS targets in central Syria. Retaliation for the deadly ambush last Saturday that killed 3 Americans, 2 soldiers and their civilian interpreter. U.S. fighter jets and attack helicopters unleashing airstrikes, missiles and artillery hitting 70 ISIS targets, including weapons facilities and infrastructure, according to a U.S. official.
We hit them hard. I ordered a massive strike on the terrorists that killed our 3 great patriots last week. 2 soldiers, 1 interpreter, all great people. And it was very successful. It was precision. We hit every site flawlessly.
Officials also say leading up to this strike, American forces and partners carried out 10 operations, capturing or killing 23 ISIS operatives. President Trump announcing the United States is inflicting very serious retaliation, just as I promised, adding all terrorists who are evil enough to attack Americans are hereby warned. You will be hit harder than you have ever been hit before if you in any way attack or threaten the USA. The strikes are in response to what officials say is a lone ISIS gunman killing those 2 American soldiers, both from Iowa, and their civilian interpreter, marking the first American combat deaths in Syria since 2019. They were on patrol in Palmyra, Syria, supporting counterterrorism operations against the Islamic State. Just days ago, their remains were flown back home to the U.S., the president attending their dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base.
CNN has learned that the United States seized a second vessel off the coast of Venezuela. Sources say the Coast Guard, with military support, carried out the operation in international waters. This follows a December 10th seizure of the oil tanker Skipper, which faced a sanction for the ties to Iran. Officials say the vessel taken Saturday was not under sanction. The action comes as the Trump administration steps up pressure on Venezuela just days after designating a foreign terrorist organization. Now to the cross-country storms hitting just as millions are on the move for holiday travels. Here's the latest.
Morning. Troublesome weather across the country as millions get ready for holiday travel and festivities. A fallen power line igniting these cars on Long Island. In Massachusetts, live wires laying across the roadway brought down by fallen trees during the intense storm. In New Jersey, a similar scene. This tree tangled in power lines crashing into a home. The same system brought an all-out blizzard to parts of the Midwest. Fierce winds and blizzard conditions closed roads in Minnesota with reports of car crashes with visibility near zero. Out west in Colorado, a utility pole dangerously swaying amid the strong winds. In Boulder County, authorities urging drivers to stay home. The National Weather Service warning of wind gusts that could reach 100 miles an hour. And in the Pacific Northwest, more flooding in the already hard-hit region. Rescuers pulling the people inside this stranded pickup to safety.
It's Mother Nature to do her thing. She'll do it when she wants to. Can't stop it.
Several of the world's largest drug makers are lowering the cost of their drugs for Americans. President Trump announced the new deal at the White House even today. According to the Trump administration, 9 drug makers agreed to make measures to reduce U.S. drugs prices, including selling their existing treatments to Medicaid patients at the lowest, most favored nation price. During the event, Trump also displayed a version of the Immigration Gold Card, which allow companies to pay $1 million for highly skilled worker visas.
Whatever the drug sells for over the world, in the world, whatever the lowest number is, if it's Germany, if it's in UK, anywhere, we will match that price.
He also said he plans to gather insurance providers to pressure them to lower their prices. Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
Foggy conditions along the coast currently, and beginning to move inland in the next few hours, encompassing the entire area before sunrise tomorrow morning. How much dense fog can we expect? How low will the visibility be? What about any rain chances? And especially, what about cooler temperatures? We'll cover it all coming up next in the forecast. Hello, good evening, everyone. Trey Mining here. And the foggy conditions along the coast as we run this model all the way through. Next few hours encompassing the entire Crossroads area, giving us low visibility, especially early tomorrow morning after midnight, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. So if you're driving early, please be careful. Use your low headlight beams, please, and reduce your speed because it's hard to see down the road. And visibility is half mile or less. But notice here, the fog quickly moves out into the Gulf. That's a weak front that's going to be moving on through. Not really giving us any cool temperatures, but it helped to dry us out a little bit, especially tomorrow. That's pretty much going to be it. And temperature is currently in the 70s, a little bit cooler in the hill country there north of San Antonio in the 60s or so. And the front is currently to the north and moving through rather quickly. Be here about 8 o'clock in the morning or so tomorrow through the Crossroads region. That's represented by the temperatures. So a little wind off the Gulf, of course, keeping the humidity high, keeping that foggy conditions in place for us. And then we'll see the cool air coming in a little bit, trying to, but not really making a successful movement into the Crossroads as of yet. It's a rather weak front, but it'll just kind of dry us out a little bit. Temperature's not really changing too much. We'll see lows in the 60s. Highs tomorrow once again near 80 degrees. And this will be the pattern for the next several days, including on your Christmas Day. You will see a little bit later on in the full 7-day outlook coming up. There's the front to the north. Nothing much in the state of Texas. Partly cloudy skies, kind of dotting the landscape here. And this front, yes, I just mentioned it'll be moving through, but doesn't really have the dynamics in the atmosphere to cause any rain showers or storms, so it'll be a dry frontal passage. Not any real cool air behind it. As we have high pressure well to the south and southwest of our region here, kind of keeping things on a zonal flow, which is west to east, keeping the cold air locked to the north, not coming down here anytime soon, so it means our temperatures not really going to be changing anytime soon as well. Victoria in the morning, foggy conditions early tomorrow morning by 6 a.m., maybe lasting to about 9 a.m. or so. Then we'll see some breaks in the cloud cover, otherwise partly cloudy skies. We'll pretty much call it for the afternoon. High temperatures near 80 degrees or so, 70s near 80 degrees. In Port Lavaca along the coast, foggy conditions currently now along Matagorda Bay and surrounding areas. Cloudy skies right on through the rest of the day to partly cloudy skies by afternoon. Highs near 80 degrees or so. Quarrel, about the same as well. Foggy conditions in the morning. Be careful driving. Then partly cloudy skies by the afternoon. High temperatures reaching the 80-degree mark, pretty much near that. Morning fog, partly cloudy skies by the afternoon. This will be the case for tomorrow. Monday through Wednesday or so, including Christmas Day, partly cloudy skies near 80s. Not seeing any big changes at all. Lows in the 60s. So rather warm coming up for the next several days. So enjoy our warm Christmas holiday this week. Take a look at this right here. This is the QR code. Get your smartphone, scan the code you see right there. That'll take you to a web page. You can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips. We're easy, convenient to have on your phone. Be connected with us and the man with the plan with the sports. It's Ray Robinson.
Thank you, Trey. The Yoakum Bulldogs fought hard, claiming victory in their first ever state championship matchup. True sportsmanship, hear from their players, and Grandview's Coach Ryan Ebner coming up in sports. The celebration in Yoakum is buzzing. You can't wait for tomorrow. But for the state champion Bulldogs, their hard-fought victory over Grandview featured intense competition. But above it all, both squads showed outstanding sportsmanship, a theme that shines through their press conference from Thursday with players from both teams and Grandview's head coach, Ryan Ebner.
We have faced good teams like Grandview, because Grandview was not a pushover. I mean, they made it state. So I think that because of the competition that we played this year, it made us a little more prepared.
They're great athletes, and that's not taking anything away from 11-0. But a lot of missed tackles. That's simply it, and I think that's self-inflicted.
They got a heck of a club, and they've got a lot of great players, and they've been tough to stop all year long, and they were tough for us tonight. But the biggest thing that stood out for me and my group was how hard they played to the bitter end. And as a coach, that's all you're asking your guys to do is play hard.
And of course, to honor two of our area teams making it to state, let's take a look at some of the top plays from the big games. Thursday was action-packed with several of our athletes from the Crossroads stepping up and shining bright at the AT&T Stadium. And kicking off the list are the Shiner Comanches. Shiner's trip back to Jerry's World was a tough matchup against Munster, and it was a battle, but the effort was definitely unmistakable. Watch here shortly as Jarvis Williams picks off an interception from Munster's Kason Carney, and after the catch, he weaves off a defender like a winter flu, but makes a sharp move to the left with a key block and then heads out of bounds, pushing up north. And top play number 2 comes from the Yoakum versus Grandview game, where the rushing was nothing short of spectacular. You could say the Bulldogs practically ran their way to a state championship. Here's Jason Morales finding a great opening at the line and slicing right through it. And once he broke free, there was no stopping him, speeding all the way to the end zone, disappearing quickly out of the camera frame afterwards. And running your way to your first ever state title means it's more than hard. It takes several guys who know how to get downfield fast. And when you've got a 3-star SMU commit, scoring also becomes second nature. Here's Xavier Barnett in Wildcat formation, breaking left, and thanks to his size, blocks, and speed, that sends him straight to the end zone for a touchdown. Congratulations to Barnett for being our top play of the week. Them Bulldogs rushing attack is devastating. You can see it coming, but what are you going to do about it? And the sun is setting on Texas A&M's college football season as they faced off against the Miami Hurricanes. This first-round matchup was a tough battle, but on this play, Reed cracked under pressure from Miami's defense, and the live ball, it was ruled, and this turnover was unexpected, and it did set the tone for the Aggies as they struggled offensively throughout the game. Neither team had a strong offensive performance, but Miami managed to muster up just enough points, which was 10-3, and to secure the win to advance. And it looks like Texas Tech is now the lone Texas team left in the college football playoffs. They'll face against the winner of the Oregon versus James Madison game. But that does it for your sports. Amaya?
Thank you, Ray. Congratulations to Yoakum and to the top players of the week. But coming up, it's a car, it's a plane, or maybe it's a flying car. Jets on 1 is next. Grab your cell phone and scan this QR code. This is our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can watch us anytime, anywhere, get breaking news alerts, and vote in our viewer polls. Submit news, tips, and photos. You will know all about our ongoing contests. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a flying car that did not pop up. There it goes. Now, on Wednesday, the company Jetson filmed a commercial in Pesmo Beach, California, featuring a personal electric flying vehicle. The aircraft is called the Jetson 1. The CEO of the company says their mission is to become the Teslas of the flying cars. Don't expect to travel far in them. The flight time is only 20 minutes. They are available for order, but they will cost a pretty penny, which I'm pretty sure it would. But according to its website, the Jetson 1 will set you back $148,000. That doesn't look like a flying car to me.
It's close enough.
What do y'all think?
I don't know about that. It looks a little dangerous in my opinion. But
Wait, it doesn't look like you can fit in it, you know? Like,
yeah, really, you know, gotta be a decent size to fit in
yeah,
there.
decent. Like, we're not in the future yet.
Yeah, but I definitely could have used that, you know, to go to Dallas, because that 5-hour drive from
I bet it was,
Victoria to Dallas ain't no joke. So those, you know, if the bosses, if y'all are listening, you know, if y'all want to invest in one, you know, a trip to Dallas with those things would definitely make it faster.
So how was your trip to Dallas? Tell us about the champions who are Yoakum. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I think it's really cool because I think a lot of people don't really talk about our Crossroads football, but I mean, for the second year in a row, we got a state champion from our area, you know, representing Dallas, man. But it's always a fun journey, you know. You kind of get used to seeing people around. They remembered me from last year, so it was definitely fun, man. I just, you know, this time next year, don't be surprised if we see a few more Crossroads teams back out there representing.
Now, which player on the team caught your eye at the Dallas that was just like, wow, he did amazing?
I mean, I think we always talk about Xavier Barnett, we talk about Jace Morales, but all of that wouldn't be possible without the offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, just amazing blocking up front. You know, I could tell you guys a whole, you know, the size of Coach Bo Robinson said it in the press conference. You don't want to fight with those guys.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us to be with us for 25 News now at 10. Thank you.